feel like designing today, and for whatever reason, I feel like designing like ocean things. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan, is to draw some ocean animals or ocean scenery, quotes maybe. I've also needed to do a lot of just like hand lettering in general. So I might come up with some quotes or things like that. Hopefully, maybe. So that is the plan for today, and I guess we will just see what happens with that. I'm finding doing like one big design day each month is helping me out a lot, because instead of feeling like it's something I have to do every single week, I can just set aside like 1 or 2 days to do it, and I can feel like I accomplished that goal without like constantly having to feel like I'm reinventing the wheel. Like getting it all done in one day has been motivational. Like I want to get as much done in one day, and once I get started it's hard to stop. I don't know, I just feel like this is working out really well for me, and I'm glad I kind of figured something out that is working a little bit. But yeah, so that's the plan. I always say I have a plan and then it doesn't go that way. So whatever inspiration strikes is where I will go. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I filmed that intro and actually the outro a couple days ago, and then work things happened and I did not get around to designing like I had hoped that day. So today we are designing, and today we are gonna see how many SVGs I get through. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos while I'm sketching right here. I love watching YouTube videos while I design or do anything like that, because it feels like I'm with other people and just gives me something interesting to listen to. I also have an audiobook that I'm almost done with. I could always listen to that on the computer, so I can use my phone for a time lapse. Did you know you can log into Libby on your computer? Yes, I have a library card. Oh, I can't even spell it right. Found the little logo of your library, and then it tells you your number down here. Okay. Oh, this is so fun. I always forget about this. So now I can listen to my audiobook on my computer and use my phone to record a time lapse. This is so exciting. Wow, what is going on there? Oh, I'm 96%. So I'm like almost done. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that first, then go to YouTube. I'm currently listening to Rebel Witch. This is the second book in the Crimson Moth duology. I'm gonna be honest, I like this book a little bit more than the first one. I still have some issues with it, like sometimes the action just happens and it's not really explained. I'm not someone who loves a lot of over-the-top details, but sometimes it'll just like jump from one scene to the next and it's like, okay, well, you tell me how you got there? It's hard to feel like anything's happening because not a lot is being told to you that is happening. I mean, there is some stuff, but like, I don't know, it's just like the writing is just slightly off for me. It's not a bad duology. I think I don't know what I gave the first one, maybe a 3 or 4. And this one will probably be around the same, because it's definitely not a 5-star for me, but it's not terrible. So anyways, okay, I'm gonna start drawing now. Would you like to go to Scooters with me? Do you want to go to Scooters? It's so pretty. I'm making some progress. I'm ready to send them to my computer now. What I really need to be doing is bundling this stuff and putting it on my website, but I keep forgetting to do that. It just seems silly to put everything just on one platform. So I need to get better about the bundling situation and putting things up on Etsy and my website. I think singles are selling better, but at the same time, bundles are easier for me to make. And not like every single thing I design has to go up on my website, because let's be honest, I'm not getting a lot of SVG sales on my website, but I'm conflicted with what to do with everything. My answer is usually to do nothing, and that's not gonna help me out at all. So I've started a new audiobook. I'm not listening to Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I've heard some negativity about this book going into it, so I was a little bit nervous. I don't know if there's anything else I want to draw. Usually what happens is I draw, add to Illustrator and then draw some more. Whenever I do SVGs, I use a 4x4 document with 16 artboards. Is kind of how I just start off. And this is what it looks like. For today, I know I'm probably gonna have a lot more than 16 designs. So I'm just gonna hit Shift O and then hit Command A to select all of them. And then I'm gonna hit Option and Shift to drag these over and duplicate all of them. And then what I'm gonna do from here is hit Command A again and just duplicate all these. I could have just started off by doing like 50 artboards or something, but I didn't. So that's why I do that. And then I'm in Procreate now and I have all of my layers grouped, but the layers are all turned on, and this should be able to export them all as individual PNGs, but you have to make sure all the layers are on and then turn the background color off, share, and then come down to PNG files. Airdrop to my iMac. And then it should be, yep, look, it came in all individual files. So that's what we want. Now I'm just gonna drag these all over here, zoom out, and then bring them up here so I can see what I'm doing. And this is kind of the time-consuming, well, not really the most time-consuming process because it's not really. I'm holding down Shift when I drag so that everything stays aligned. Like, for example, I had little whiskers. They're on 2 different layers and I want them to stay aligned. That would have been easy to put back together, but sometimes it's not that easy. So that's why I just do this, move everything around, and then this just makes it easier to see like which ones need to be image traced still. Because if it's on a white background, you can't really see which ones need to be done still. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've probably seen this all happen, but I have an action for image trace. And if you would like to create your own action, you would just hit the begin recording button and then do this step and then hit stop and then save it. So I already have it made, so I just hit play and I click each one of these and do that. Once everything is image traced, I just hit Y on my keyboard to select all of the white and hit delete. And then I'm just gonna select everything at one time. See how everything's way too big? I'm just gonna scale it all down at the same time so that I don't have to scale each one individually. Dragging these into their little artboards. So now for cleaning up. Dang it, I wanted to time myself with all of this. I love being able to see how long each section takes, but whatever. I already started and I forgot. So for the cleanup part, when I write in this like thick font, well, it's not a font. When I write in this thick brush, it's a lot easier to clean up. Like I don't have much to do with that, but this one definitely will. Like, look at how bad that looks. I might just have to find a font that looks similar to this so that I don't have to spend forever fixing this. Some of these lines will have to be fixed too. You can see stuff like that has to be fixed. But for the most part, all these ones up here will be nice. That color palette is what I use all the time. I also have this color palette from last year's design, so I'll be able to choose from those. So I think between this and this, I'll have a good amount of colors to choose from. Okay, you're hearing it here first, but the vibe of the lettering I did for these designs, like it's very much meant to be not all the same. Like, see how like everything's all different sizes? Like that's very much intentional. That vibe I want to capture in a font so bad. I love these weird S's. I think I might actually steal this one and put it over into this one. I have a little bit of a project I want to work on this year, and that is creating a font and doing like a whole series with it. And that's going to be like my maternity project, I think. Okay, I cannot do two things at once. When I go on maternity leave, I want to have videos scheduled during that time. And my thought was to do like a little fun series that is not my normal content, because I don't know, I just thought maybe it'd be fun to do something a little bit different while I'm gone. And one thing I want to do is create a font, because I haven't created a font in a very long time. Let me check when my last font was made. My last font actually came out December of 2024, which doesn't sound like that long ago, right? The actual file itself was made in 2021. It took me 3 years to get that font finished. I drew it in 2021, created the font file in 2022, and then finished it in 2023. But why are these? Oh, so did I like kind of just have it finished and then not? Okay, so I think 2023, because I made the actual font file in 2023. So maybe I just forgot to make the mock-ups? Anyways, it's been a long time since I've made a font, and I wanted to make a new font and kind of go through the whole process, and I just thought that would be fun to do a little mini series doing that, just to have something different up while I'm gone. The vibe of these ocean quotes is kind of what I want to emulate in a font if I can. It's very difficult to have like fluidity, I guess, in fonts, because all the letters have to work together, so it might be a very ligature heavy font. Just giving you a little heads up of what might be coming later this year. If you're listening to this and you think that's a good idea, let me know. If you have other ideas you'd like to see instead, other like fun different ideas, let me know that as well, because I'm all ears. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back to designing. Tate just found a stick. He's very proud of this stick. Look at all the birdies. How do I simplify this? This looks like crap. Don't love that. Okay, here is where I'm at. I got everything colored, smoothed out, and I even renamed everything so that when I upload, it's even quicker. And I'm debating if I want to do more ocean designs or work on a different topic. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing another day in the life designing SVGs. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye!